Welcome to part 18 of this series on Moby Dick. In this lecture, we will discuss chapter 133 through the epilogue. In chapter 133, Ahab spies Moby Dick, and 4 boats are lowered for the chase. Moby Dick dives and then returns to the surface under Ahab's boat, crushing it between his jaws and casting Ahab and his boat crew into the water. The Pequod, which is under Starbuck's command, drives away the whale before it can harm Ahab and the other fallen crew members. When Ahab is hauled back onto the Pequod, he dismisses the ominous beginning to the chase of Moby Dick. Omen, the dictionary. If the gods think to speak outright to man, they will honorably speak outright, not shake their heads and give an old wives' darkling hint. Though Ahab believes that the gods have not given definitive declarations of opposition towards his desire for revenge, the other crew members, and the reader, can clearly foresee Ahab's impending doom. In chapter 134, the Pequod tracks Moby Dick through the night, and lowers for the chase again the following day. Moby Dick capsizes Ahab's boat again, and he is hauled on board the Pequod. During this chase, Ahab's ivory leg is splintered, and Fedallah is lost, fulfilling the first part of his prophecy that he would die before Ahab. Starbuck begs Ahab to call off the pursuit. "What more wouldst thou have? Shall we keep chasing this murderous fish till he swamps the last man? Shall we be dragged by him to the bottom of the sea? Shall we be towed by him to the infernal world?" But Ahab merely declares that he is acting the part that has been dictated to him by the fates. "This whole act's immutably decreed. 'Twas rehearsed by thee and me a billion years before this ocean rolled. Fool, I am the fates' lieutenant. I act under orders. Look thou, underling, that thou obeyest mine." In chapter 135, Ahab chases Moby Dick for a third and final day. Instead of attacking Ahab's boat, Moby Dick attacks the Pequod, striking a hole into its side and sinking the ship. Enraged at the loss of his ship and crew, Ahab angrily casts his harpoon into Moby Dick. "Towards thee I roll, thou all-destroying but unconquering whale. To the last I grapple with thee. From hell's heart I stab at thee. For hate's sake I spit my last breath at thee. Sink all coffins and all hearses to one common pool, and since neither can be mine, let me then tow to pieces while still chasing thee, though tied to thee, thou damned whale. Thus I give up the spear." But the rope attached to the harpoon gets caught around Ahab's neck and drags him into the sea. The last sentence of the chapter emphasizes the ultimate insignificance of Ahab's monomaniacal quest. Now small fowls flew screaming over the yet yawning gulf. A sullen white surf beat against its steep sides. Then all collapsed, and the great shroud of the sea rolled on as it rolled 5,000 years ago. The end reminds one of the quote earlier in the novel about trips around the world. Though it sounds impressive and significant, a trip around the world ultimately brings you back to the point where you first began. Nothing has changed, nothing has been earned. The universe seems indifferent to the deeds of humans, and the ocean will continue to roll on. In the epilogue, Ishmael explains that he was the only survivor of the encounter with Moby Dick, and that he was rescued by the Rachel, which was still searching for the captain's lost son. On the second day, a sail drew nearer, and picked me up at last. It was the devious cruising Rachel, that in her retracing search after her missing children only found another orphan. This concludes our series on Moby Dick by Herman Melville. This novel is the American novel for very good reasons. The story is compelling, the language is sublime, and it covers several important philosophical themes such as time, fate, and God. But I think that the most important symbolism in the novel is not the white whale itself, but rather the oil painting hanging in the Spouter Inn, which Ishmael discusses in the early chapters of the novel. The painting represents life. Each person has an interpretation that oftentimes differs entirely with another person's interpretation. The moral of the story is to learn how to assimilate oneself into such a world of conflicting opinions. As Ishmael states, it is but well to be on friendly terms with all the inmates of the place one lodges in. Thanks for watching.